Live from Los Angeles, welcome to Good Morning La La Land. I'm Dr. Aaron.
I'm Rob Mack.
And I'm GMLA. This is Good Morning La La Land, America's first live streaming daily talk show, coming to you live Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Also available on Apple TV and Roku via the EverTalk app.
That's right, and it's Wednesday. We're going to talk about money. Money matters. We're going to talk about online world and how it is no longer the gold rush. People, we're going into pay to play. We're going to discuss that. But we come together each day to know the truth, live on spiritual principle, and align with universal law. Have some amazing guests.
Yes. You know, I felt like we needed that Jerry Maguire clip where he's like, show me the money! Show me the money!
That was the best movie ever.
It's a great movie, right?
Honestly.
On so many levels.
The best. I think that every single sentence of that entire film is genius.
Yeah.
You had me at hello. I just want that moment. Well, I'm excited to say hello to our very special guest this morning. Hello, everyone back in the studio.
Good morning.
Good morning. Oh, thank you all so much for being with us today. We've got Jamal in the house. He is a French-Moroccan actor, of course, friends of the Royals Paris. Good morning, Jamal.
Good morning. Thank you.
We're excited that you're here. We want to know all about your journey, but first tell us, how do you start your day? What's your morning routine?
So far, so good. I've been at the gym like every single day, and positive attitude, always happy, like every day.
Love that. Yeah, you got to hit the gym.
Yes.
Appreciate that. You also come very well dressed, I've noticed.
Thank you.
That's what happens when your friends are in fashion.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Jamal, for being with us. Kimberly Folter is in the house. She's got an incredible coaching community and story that involves a wake-up call from Oprah herself. Oh. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you? I'm so glad to be here.
We're so grateful that you're here, and we want to know all about that call from Oprah later in the show. But first, tell us, what's your morning routine? How do you start your day?
I do a little hot lemon water and what I call meditation light, which is to pick a song, a theme song, and I do a little 5-minute listening to that. And then, like my friend Jamal here, I get a really good workout.
That's great.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
What's going on back there? We got some action.
I know we do have some
Got
action
some
back
ants in the
here.
pants.
I think it's a spider.
Yeah, I know. Well, anytime you have pups in the house, you know.
Girl. Just kill that motherfucker.
Well, we want to welcome Tanya back to the show. We're going to be talking about youth school. Good morning.
Good morning. Nice to see you guys again.
Yes, we're grateful that you're back. So remind us, how do you start your day? What's your morning routine?
Yeah, so I am all about the Tibetan singing bowls. I have 7 different bowls. They're all aligned with my chakras, and I choose a different one every morning, and I play it with a different sound frequency. And I always get a lesson from A Course in Miracles into my morning routine as well.
Oh, loving Course in Miracles. I love Course in Miracles.
Yeah. Yeah, it's my favorite way to start the day. And it always seems like every lesson is actually what I need to hear that particular morning. So I really
So
like it.
which bowl did you attune to today?
Well, I'm actually didn't pack them in my suitcase. This is one of my first mornings that I didn't. But because I'm living in Vancouver, so I didn't bring them to LA. But if I did, I would have definitely done my throat chakra, which is all about communication and intention, which would be pretty suitable for today.
Love that. It would have only been 300 extra more pounds on the plane there.
Yeah, exactly.
$1,500. What's the big deal?
Well, who needs a singing bowl when you have a singing bee in the house?
Exactly.
We're excited to welcome Binks back to the show. Good morning.
Good morning. How's it, everyone? Thank you so much for having me back.
Yes, we're excited to celebrate the release of a new single and a new album. We know this is a very busy season for you, but we want to know, is there anything you're doing differently this year, Binks, to start your day?
Well, I wish I could say that I've had as healthy starts to my mornings as these lovely people here, but usually I wake up and the first thing I do, which I said is not too healthy, I go straight onto social media just because I'm in the process right now of promoting all my music because I've been releasing a song a week for the past 6 weeks and gearing up for my album release. So every morning I'm just kind of trying to push that out. But this morning I spent getting ready into my alter ego known as the African Bee.
That's awesome. That's pretty incredible. A song a week. Well, I've heard of artists releasing like a record a year or an album a year, but a song a week is pretty aggressive. I love it. Love it.
Thank you, thank you.
Don't wait, create.
That's
well,
right.
we are so excited to welcome fellow EverTalk family to the show, honoring their 1-year anniversary of Sippin' the Tea. Good morning, Matt and Ariane.
Good morning.
We're so grateful to have you here with us. And who else is joining? I see Mama.
Of course, darling. She's serving looks as always.
Oh, Well, I'm so grateful that you're here with us to celebrate. We want to know all about your journey this past year sipping the tea. But of course, how do you start your day, Matt? What's your routine?
She's sitting in my lap. Poopies and walks and coffee. Yeah. No chakra bowls, but I do my best, babe. I do the best.
Well, we DM each other on Instagram and have a little hot gossip. That's one of my favorite ways to start the day is seeing what you're up to on the Instagram, Matt.
Thank you, my love.
And what about you? How do you start your day?
Well, first off, I was trying to make sure I wasn't going to die from this spider that was going to get me, and I'm over here causing all this distraction. But typically, how I start my day is I have a 5-minute journal, and I write 3 things down that I'm grateful for and what would make my day great and my affirmation. So that's very important to me. So usually start my day off like that, and then it's straight to the gym.
Super cool. What'd you write down today? What did you write down today as an intention?
3 times. Thank you.
So if I'm being honest, this morning, because I'm not a morning person and I had to make sure I was on time, I did not get a chance to write in my journal today. So, but I'm grateful to
We
be
take
here.
confessions around here at Good Morning Lala as well.
That's right.
So, yeah.
Well, thank you for keeping it 100. We look forward to continuing the conversation with each of you later in the show.
my
Fantastic. It's been a
gosh.
whole year since they started the show.
I
had
can't
no idea.
believe it's gone by so fast.
Yeah.
We're coming upon 2 years.
Oh, my
2 years
goodness.
for Good Morning La La Land this December 4th. It's going to be a very special episode.
That's right. That's right. So I went to Soho House last night with a couple girlfriends, and we were sitting at the dinner table, and we started to. One of the gals asked, "So we're coming into 2020. We're coming into a new decade. I wonder what you guys think that'll bring for our culture, for the world. What do you think?" So I wanted to ask you guys the question: what do you think 2020 and the next decade is going to bring in for our culture, for the world? What do you predict?
Jess? Master of deflection.
Master over here. You know, it's crazy for me to think that it's going to be 2020.
I know.
I remember being a little girl and thinking that was so futuristic. What was going to happen in 2020? There were all these movies that had these depictions of the year 2020, and we were all robotic, and we kind of are.
Well,
in a
wasn't
way.
that like Back to the Future? What
Back
they
to the
They're
Future.
referring to 2020.
Yeah, it's kind of wild, isn't it? With the
Yeah.
DeLorean? Wow.
And now it's for real. Look out, Marty McFly. It is upon us, 2020. It's just really interesting just to see, you know, how everything's evolving, especially here in Los Angeles. We're really embracing a spiritual awakening. Everybody's talking about their crystal singing bowls and the moon and, you know, including spilling the tea. But I don't really know if I have predictions per se, except that I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, I love that, Jess, right?
great.
Yeah, I think now's probably the greatest opportunity ever for
Yeah.
people to self-regulate because, you know, folks are unhappier now more than ever. They're lonelier now more than ever. They're less able to sort of self-soothe and self-regulate. And so I definitely see that there's a huge opportunity for people to sort of learn these skills. And I think there are going to be businesses that teach and share sort of tips, tricks, and tools, and have teachers essentially that help you self-regulate, help you self-soothe, help you learn to be deeply, sort of truly unconditionally happy.
So true.
I mean, it's crazy to think 20 years ago, there was no Facebook. You wouldn't be
Right?
watching us live right now. 20 years ago, there was no Instagram.
Yeah.
I mean, our times have changed and evolved so quickly in a matter of 5-10 years. I can't imagine what's going to happen in the next.
It's so true. It's such a good point. Like, you're right. Like, what, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, no social media. But you know what there was? There was an attention span. People had an attention span.
We're going to be like our grandparents. I used to walk 5 miles to and from. We're going to be like, I remember when there wasn't phones, you know?
Yeah.
I mean,
I
like,
used to date in person.
Oh, what a concept,
Oh my God.
right?
I used to actually pay attention in conversations for more than 10 seconds.
I think all time is like it's basically a measurement of consciousness.
Yeah.
So I even think that that's what the Bible is about, the 6 days, 7 nights. Wait,
Yeah. Sabbath.
Yeah. So anyway, I believe that we're going to get, it's more intense. So we're going to have more hell and more heaven. So we're going to have more, people are going to go literally insane, and there's going to be more inventions and innovations than ever. And as Yogi Bhajan said, who is the leader of Kundalini Yoga, he said 1/3 of the population will go insane, 1/3 will become enlightened, and 1/3 will die.
Wow. I'm actually pretty inspired by that. I feel like we're not, 1/3 enlightened anywhere close to that.
But I do feel like, I think that you're right. I think that having a daily spiritual practice is imperative. It's going
Oh
to
my
get
goodness.
more and more intense.
How does anybody get through life without having something that keeps you on track?
Or someone. I think there's going to be a resurgence in actual interpersonal communication. Wow, what's old is new again. People are actually going to come together. They're going to have community because that is what matters. In the past decade, we've lost so much of that, and we're really suffering and struggling from it. We're getting validation from likes, not from actual compliments in person, or the support or physical touch. And I really think we're going to see more of that in the next 10 years because we're going to need it that much more.
Now the likes will go away when comments will be.
That's always, you'll find a way around.
Comments you get.
You'll find a way around all of it. You know.
Yeah, as long as the filters just keep getting better, honestly.
So speaking of, it is Wealth Wednesday, and I've been doing a lot of research. I've been looking online, and we went through a period, and I think a lot of the experts are speaking about this, that there was a gold rush online. There was a time when there was organic, for growing your social media and for bringing brands out and products out and whatever, and we're almost done with it. Literally, we're pretty much done with the gold rush. It's no longer organic. The top SEO search, according to, what is it? Let's see. Business to Community says organic. Basically, social media is dead, and yes, it is, they say.
Yeah.
So it's really fascinating, and I think that if you are somebody who's a coach, somebody who has a message to bring, which everyone does, I really truly believe that. If you're an author, a speaker, whatever, and you really want to get your message out, you've got to start thinking, how are you going to monetize? And I totally believe in possibility without money. You can do things with innovation, you can partner, you can collab, you can build a community, but it takes money.
Yeah.
I mean, the reality is online isn't a play-to-play thing now.
The great point is that it doesn't have to be your money.
That's right.
It's somebody else's money, right?
Great
Ideally,
point.
right? So that doesn't have to be something I think that discourages people. It can inspire people to connect and collaborate. And it's not obviously about the money. It's about putting forward a great message or a great service or a great product. But yes, certainly resources always.
Got to know the game you're playing.
Yeah.
And the game has evolved. Well, we're really excited for our special guests, Matt and Ariane. We are celebrating 1 year of sipping the tea.
Woo! Yes!
You guys. So, just for kicks, how do you start the show every morning, or every day, every episode of Sipping the Tea?
What is pussy popping, you beautiful humans? My name is Ariane Andrew.
I'm Matt Dillon. Welcome to another piping hot episode of Sipping the Tea, where we
Spill the tea. And our guest.
sip the tea and girl, she don't even. She's fired. She's
fired.
That girl.
Well, be sure to stay tuned. We'll be back with more Good Morning La La Land. Where can you watch the stories of people changing the world? EverTalk TV, the Netflix of talk. I'm Jez Moyer, the co-founder and host of EverTalk TV, and I am thrilled to introduce you to America's first live video streaming talk show network.
I'm so excited to be here on the couch with all you amazing people.
Yeah.
I'm just in complete awe. Thank you.
Happy to be here. And for those who don't know what goes on, this is a big old, there's a lot going on here. You do this every day.
Live.
God bless you guys. I mean, people, there's a lot going on.
Thank you for having me. This is an awesome studio.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
I feel that, actually. I can feel that.
How exciting Motivation Monday. And the guests this morning have been incredible.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here with you.
And we have Rachel Boston, who is in The Last Bridesmaid on Hallmark. It actually is dropping tomorrow, the 22nd, right?
It is. Tomorrow night's our premiere.
Woo!
Congratulations! I'm so excited to welcome Jason and Ashley Waller to the show. Congratulations on the new beginnings. We're so excited for the premiere on MTV tonight.
Thank you guys. We appreciate it. Thank you.
The book is actually being shipped out today. It published this week.
What? Congratulations.
You guys are the first show that I've actually done talking about the book.
I think this is my first time my book's been up on TV. This is awesome.
Our friends at Universal Pictures have a special delivery for us this morning from a tethered himself.
Ooh.
Have you seen the film Us by Academy Award winner Jordan Peele?
You know, I'm sitting here next to you guys, and it's just like, this is a powerful moment for me. Like, you know, I'm humbled by it because it's like I'm sharing this movie with you guys, and you know, it's moving for me.
What are you most grateful for today?
I am so grateful to be here and to have the opportunity to be with all these wonderful, badass boss babes and with all of you. And it's just a wonderful opportunity to share the positive messages out in the world because I think the world really needs it right now.
What we've done and thanking me for the contribution we're making to their lives.
Oh,
And I thought,
nice. That's
this
great.
is what my purpose is. This is why I was born. Now,
Show the camera.
up to you to choose the winner. Is it Annie? Is it Haley?
That's why I like this show. You know, years ago I did the Dinah Show, which is Dinah Shore, and it was a daytime show. And it was kind of like this. It was just like very up, and it was all positive stuff. They didn't bring negative stuff to the audience. And that's why I feel with this show. It's very relaxed. You know, it's very professional, but it's quite a bit of fun.
You can binge watch and binge watch.
You can binge watch.
And you can binge watch, or you can binge watch. Please binge watch. You can binge watch
and binge them on EverTalk TV. Thanks for coming. Bye.
First TV experience. I'm so happy I did it with you.
That will inspire, uplift, and empower you anytime, anywhere on EverTalk TV, your home for talk. Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. We are celebrating 1 year of sipping the tea with the EverTalk hosts, Matt Dillon and Ariane Andrew.
Yes.
And of course, Glitty Glit and Mama.
Yes.
Thank you for being with us to celebrate this morning.
Oh my God.
We
Who would've
love
thought?
you guys.
You didn't even know the name of my show, girl. So
I thought it was the name, your name. I didn't even know this, and it was. I
we
didn't
might
know.
rebrand it. It's probably wise.
I don't know if you should, because I love the idea and I love the conversation. We've had so much fun watching you guys, but why did you name it Sippin' the Tea? Whose idea was that?
I think it's yours.
Was it mine? I don't remember, but I feel like everyone's always like spilling some tea about something, like, ooh, let me tell you the tea. So, you know, it's just like, why not?
This is the first I've heard of
Have
it.
it? Yeah.
You've never heard that?
No.
I'm unfollowing you on
She's done.
Oh my.
I never see you sipping tea. It's more like cocktails and whatever.
Cocktails,
so,
it's
you're
usually,
not
it's usually
a tea
water or
person.
coffee.
Sauvignon
But
Blanc.
it's a concept.
It's a
not
metaphor.
so much about what's in, unless the tea brand wants to pay. Come on, you hear we're ready. But it's a concept and a metaphor, correct, about peeling an onion layer back. So it doesn't have to be like vicious gossip, but I really live for some vicious gossip.
You definitely do.
So what
You're
has
the
been
best.
some of your favorite tea or your favorite guests, the stories that you've really been able to capture on the show?
You want to start first?
Ooh, that's a good question. I would definitely say the Veronicas.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Veronicas were super amazing to have, just to see like their journey from where they were before and where they're at now, and how genuine and humble they are.
And catch us on MTV November 10th. Yes.
Yes, absolutely. Their episode is going to be on MTV, which was
Yeah.
so cool. I mean, you've gotten a lot of press for this show.
It's been really cool. It's been fun to do. It's also been like a great thing for my business, being in PR. I'm like, bring the crazies here. You know what I'm saying?
And manage the story around
Manage the
it.
story. But
Yeah.
it's been great, and it's a diverse sect of business, celebrity, singers. So it's kind of cool to get like, you know, we had Dan Fleischman, who I think
one of
is
my favorite,
phenomenal
yeah.
and like really kind of breaking ground in the business world. And then you have, you know, your singers and actors and like that kind of feel. So it's a nice mix of like high, low, and everything in between.
Let's take a look at some of the moments from Sippin' the Tea.
Yeah.
Ooh, yes.
When I look into your eyes, I wanna break it in to get me.
What is pussy poppin', you guys? My name is Ariane Andrew.
I'm Matt Dillon, and welcome to another piping hot episode of Sippin' the Tea, where we
Sip the tea and our guests spill that
tea. Girl, you know we got singers on the couch today. I don't know how good that was.
That was strange. Cheers. still so afraid to make that step. What is that one thing, if you could say anything, that you would give advice to just, break that fear?
I do love that you touched upon like having the voice and being able to say, no, this is not what I want, because I think that applies to life in general, whether definitely in the industry, because this industry is filled with sharks.
With everything.
What will make you happy?
I agree with that. So why not neuroscience? Why are you here today talking about songs and music? 5-year plan, 10-year plan?
Well, actually, probably sooner than that, I think. Especially that.
I did 10 years in New York. I think New York gives you some grit, and I think out here, I already get those vibes, and I am feeling it.
Yay! Congratulations, you guys.
Has there been anything that surprised you that you've learned like in the interviews that you just didn't expect to either learn, whether it's about yourselves or about somebody else?
Oh, yes, about
Yes.
The very first interview, we won't repeat it here, but it's definitely evolved from like whatever I wanted to say out of my mouth to like, oh, I can actually do this as a career. And like mold it and like better yourself and understand like what presenting is and how to be organic with the guest and bring out what they're giving. You know, you have your guideline and a flesh outline, but other than that, it's kind of like, yeah, definitely. I mean, our first guest was Ricky Thompson, who's now the face of Calvin Klein. So it's like we started strong and it continues to evolve. But my mouth, honey, my mother called me from Australia.
Oh, really? Your mouth?
If you ever say that word on television again, I was like, okay, mommy.
So Matt, I'm curious to know also, because you work with a lot of, celebs and PR and media. What do you think is, obviously someone's got to be talented, but what do you find is the common denominator, you guys, for watching people have success?
Enjoying what you do authentically. Like, there's no, the hustle and grind is so real, and it's literally like the reward is still coming and it will still continue to come. So it's like, we do this for the passion, and it's like, I feel like the guests that we're booking now are feeding into passions that we have. So it's kind of like it makes it enjoyable.
Got to enjoy the journey.
The process is
Let's
just
get the hell out.
sometimes.
I mean,
You can go home now, bye.
Yeah. It's intense sometimes. And, and we know if we're understanding energy and if we're not fully enjoying it, then it's not going to work.
Oh, yes.
There are sometimes, yes.
Well, how have you really done that for yourself in your career? In and out of the ring, on and off screen, as an entrepreneur?
I mean, I do like to consider myself an ace of all trades, but I do think it's about just kind of having the passion, just not saying being stuck to one thing. For me, I like to do many things, and a lot of times people say stick to one thing, but I feel like most dreams live at the cemetery. So if you don't do what you love, then you're not really living life to 100%.
Why? Those t-shirts are coming out next week.
So who are some of the guests that we have to look forward to on Sipping the Tea?
We've got some good ones in the pipeline, actually. We've got Tori Spelling's going to come and do the show. I used to be obsessed with Old and Beautiful, so I've got like some Catherine Kelly Lang action coming out.
I didn't know you were
Yes,
a beauty
girl.
guy. Okay, this is happening.
Yeah. And just we're in a nice groove with musicians and really groundbreaking artists and, the inspirational like business people and that. So I think if we keep on the track that we've done, who knows?
I want some more entrepreneurs. Like, I'm really into the entrepreneur world, so having like someone like Andy Frisella would be like a dream guest for me.
Slip up in that DM, honey.
Oh, I do all the time, I tell you.
Let's talk about your co-stars too, because they're really stealing the show.
I think they're the real stars.
They are, and actually Glitty, they're both not sleeping right now. Mama's serving a look, and then Glitty's serving a look. Usually they're serving a sleep look, but right now they're awake and alive.
That's so funny. No, it's a cute little concept, and it's like, for us, we spend all our time with them anyway, so it's like, I'm surprised that they don't run off. They literally just sleep on the couch, and she usually ends up on the laps of people.
No, like literally Glitty's like attached to me. She's not going nowhere, so wherever I'm at.
And then how did you guys meet? How did you guys come together?
Ooh, so his client he used to have was like, oh, I recognized her from WWE and Total Divas. He was like, I don't know who that bitch is. That's literally what he said. And then, and then we were at it was for Jordan Woods, one of her Boohoo collection, and then we ended up seen each other at the party, and we just connected. And he was like, well, who's your PR? And then from there, it's just kind of history. Family became family.
I know.
Became my baby daddy based on what everyone thinks. People think this is my man.
I do remember the day that we started this, though, and Ari had said to me, we should do a show together, and I said, I know the exact person that can give us that. But the very next day, we did it.
Yeah.
We turned it around in 24 hours, and we haven't stopped
It was
since.
crazy.
I literally was like, give us a shot, Andy. And he was like, girl, you need to watch your mouth. But I love you. I know I give him shit all the time.
Well, we love you. We love watching the show. Please tell everyone where they can find and follow both your personal journeys and, of course, catch the next episode.
Yes, so you guys can follow me across the board at Ariane Andrew, this little nugget at Glitty Glit.
You can follow me at Matt Dillon 1983, It's Mama 2011, and find us on Instagram, Sippin' the Tea TV Show, honey. And we got episodes every Tuesday, we drop them. So keep it popping.
And don't forget to tune in November 4th to MTV for your special episode.
November 10th, girl.
Oh, November 10th. Jesus.
It's okay, you were close.
He's defriending me too.
You're out, Rob, you're the last man.
You watch the stories of people changing the world? EverTalk TV, the Netflix of talk.
All I can say to you guys is remember you are not alone. It's that simple. Just keep remembering you are not alone.
EverTalk is #community powered, so we are excited to offer you a free 30-day subscription to explore the talk shows that will bring you timeless entertainment and evergreen conversations that will inspire, uplift, and empower you anytime, anywhere at EverTalk TV.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning Lala. On Wealth Wednesday, it's important to get a coach, a mentor, or something. We have a beautiful author, speaker, coach in the house, Kimberly Felcher. And so tell us a little bit about what you do.
So I primarily work with entrepreneurs and executives. My wheelhouse is in putting more females into leadership positions, helping female-founded companies get funded. So I do a lot of work around that, and then I speak and I write. I'm working on my second book right now.
Amazing.
I got my first one under my belt. I joke that it's like, you know, having a baby with no epidural.
It'd be painful.
But I find your personal journey so inspiring.
Oh, thank you.
Bankruptcy, midlife crisis, the wake-up call from Oprah. Take us back to the beginning.
So I had this really interesting experience. Back in the dot-com bubble, I founded a company, and we sold that company in less than 2 years for $40 million. Returned a great, return to our investors, and I was dubbed this kind of wonderkin. And on that ego started my second company, and the universe went, you have something to learn. That company did not succeed, and it was a grueling 5-year journey that really took me out of myself. I sometimes think, while it's wonderful to learn through pleasure, we many times learn more through pain. And so that company went out of business, and we took it into bankruptcy, and that was financial triage, speaking of money. You think once you finish, but you don't. That was another couple of years of managing legal aspects, and I took a job that did not fit and was really just hiding because I was so ashamed of the failure, especially when I had been lauded for my success. And I find that with so many of us, we really attach our worth to what we're able to accomplish and to the approval of others. So it really took me down. I joke that I was not just down on the ground, I was like flat on my belly with a mouth full of mud. And I happened to be at an Oprah Winfrey event and had the chance to meet her, and of course, did not play it cool. Fangirled all over her, oh my gosh, Oprah, I admire you so much.
And I'll never forget, she took both of my shoulders and she looked directly in my eyes and she said, "Beautiful girl, I want you to believe in yourself, or I want you to admire yourself." And I kept it together for a moment, and then I ended up, in the bathroom at the convention center sobbing my eyes out because she said to me what I needed to hear, and I needed to get back in the game. And that really brought me back then into coaching and into writing my book and into now working on the second book and really being focused on the empowerment of women, teaching women how to take control of their power and how not to give it away the way I had done. So very painful learning experience, but I've really endeavored to turn that into something that can help other people now.
Wow. I think it's interesting because I think I completely agree. We have to never give our power out to the external world, but at the same time, we have to come to this reality in so many things. So how do you dance between helping a client do their inner work, their mindset work, but also learn their skill set work and have it be applicable in the real world?
Yeah, sure. Well, I have 3 tools. I talk about, power is not something you have. I think we've all been given this host of rules that really disempower us. Power is something you do. And so power is 3 things. It's about your thoughts, your words, and your deeds. So you've got to handle your headspace and really get on top of that voice in your head. I call it the frenemy. That's always telling you what's wrong with you or why you can't do something. And I have a client actually replace that voice with her bestie voice. What would your best friend say to you? And then from your words, it's not only what do you say about yourself, but what do you not say, right? You need to use your voice. And then the biggest thing is you have to align your actions with what you want. So we'll establish a goal, a true north, and then we actually start to line our behavior up with that, which sounds so simple, but most people do not do this. Yeah. They say, I want to be a best-selling author. Well, are you writing every day? Well, no, I'm thinking about a book, right? Or I want to have this great body. Well, are you working out every day? Are you eating well? So it's really just the simplicity of getting the mechanics in place, and then it's the mastery of the headspace is the biggest challenge that I find clients have.
Fantastic. So are there any specific sort of practices or skills or sort of tools that you use to help people, and particularly women, sort of dive in and sort of deepen their experience of power? I mean, how can they do that? What tools can they use?
Well, I think first you want to get clear about what it is that you want and what it is that's important to you. So we set goals and we establish priorities. And a priority is something that matters to you, like spending time with your family, or something that has to be done to make your life function, like paying your bills. And then once we've established those norms, the goals and the priorities, we begin to say no and remove everything that does not support those, either the priority in the life or the attainment of the goal. Again, sounds so simple, but what we find is, we give our power away, men and women, but I work primarily with women, by, ruminating over the person we're upset with, somebody who said something to us at the office, by feeling bad about ourselves because we passed someone in the hall and they didn't say hello to us the way we thought that they should. By really connecting to failures in the past and attaching our worth to that. So I really help the client to actually identify, where is your power going? And guys, it's right here. It's what are you thinking about? Because your thoughts precede the energy you put out into the world. And really it's about getting into the mechanics of how she's managing her day-to-day life.
Interesting.
Thank you so much for sharing that with us. We really appreciate you.
I'm
And we
so glad
do
to be
admire
here.
you.
Thank
I
you.
hope you truly admire yourself now. Like, I hope our child you too. Please tell everyone where they can find and follow you.
Sure. I'm kimfulcher.com or Instagram, kimfulcher123, or Facebook, kimberly.fulcher. And hope to see you there.
Thank you so much.
Stay tuned. We'll be back with
Thanks,
more on
guys.
Comedy Lawland. Watch the stories of people changing the world. EverTalk TV, the Netflix of talk. EverTalk is hashtag community powered, so we are excited to offer you a free 30-day subscription to explore the talk shows that will bring you timeless entertainment and evergreen conversations that will inspire, uplift, and empower you anytime, anywhere at EverTalk TV. Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. On hashtag Wealth Wednesday, we're truly honoring our community. And our community is very mutual, thanks to dear friends, the Royals Paris, Faye and Hisham. They've introduced us to an incredible French Moroccan actor who's making his way here in Los Angeles, Jamal. Tara, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me here.
So you've had a very inspiring journey, and now you're even working with Barbara Streisand?
Yes.
Tell us more.
I've been very honored to work with Barbara Streisand because she's one of the most famous and successful people in Hollywood. And it was a good experience because she's nice, she's professional, and she takes time with every single actor, give advice and everything.
So what advice did she give you?
It's about my position when I was looking on that way, because the PA told me to look on that way. She came back and she said, no, don't here. Feel what you want to do. And I was playing the secret agent service. So she said, you are this secret agent service. So look, whatever you want, do whatever you want. Don't hear anyone.
Feelings.
Wow. Yes, feelings. Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
Brilliant woman.
Yeah.
It'll touch all of our lives.
Yeah.
That we feel.
And that goes beyond just the screen, right? So what has your journey been like working here in Los Angeles?
So it's very good experience for me because I came from small city in France and I came in LA. My English wasn't that good and hustling, doing some small job to focus on my dream. Since young, I wanted to be actor. So I was acting in front of the mirror and I was acting with friends and everything. And to be here in LA, this is the place you have to be actor, you know? And
so tell us about the projects you're working on.
The project I'm working on is, The Politician. I will be on the season 2, like I said, playing the secret agent service. And I play on many show like NCSLA with LL Cool J. It was a very good experience, very nice guy. And
you tend to play the mafia
yes,
role, though.
Yes.
Is that natural for you?
It's kind of natural because I grew up in kind of very bad place in France. The name is La Favorite, and it's happened many things every day. So you grow up watching what happened around you.
But how did you keep your mind and your heart positive? How did you stay in such a good space for yourself, not becoming what you were surrounded by?
Because I don't want it to follow them, because most of these people die or going to the jail or some stuff like that, and this is not I don't hurt someone or do something bad to them, so if I have to make it in this world, I have to make it by myself, not to taking from someone or hurting someone. So, and my dream is to be actor. So I was learning my English, watching many shows, and what kind of very funny, it's many shows I was watching in France. I'm playing with this actor today in LA. So
that's incredible.
It's you see.
So you remember the moment you fell in love with acting and sort of the actor that inspired you most to become an actor? Do you remember who that was, or?
It was, many of them. I respect many of them, and I love so much Tom Hardy because he was a bad guy too. He grew up in really tough place in England, and many actors inspire me. I took many think of everyone, and
What's your dream role?
My dream? To make it in this industry. So I'm working on it, and I want to be a good actor, like most of actors in Los Angeles.
Well, tell people where they can find and follow your personal journey and watch the show.
You mean like
on Instagram?
On Instagram, yeah. On Instagram, it's my first name, last name, so Jamal Antar, Los Angeles, all world. Easy.
I love it.
I have to change.
Thank you so much. Back more on Good Morning La La Land. Where can you watch the stories of people changing the world? EverTalk TV, the Netflix of talk.
Hi everybody, I am so excited to have with me today Amanda Schoen, creator of Rivers 8, a luxury travel accessory line for those who crave luxury without cruelty. My next guest is Missy Reeves. You guys may know and love Missy from her very long career as Jennifer Horton on Days of Our Lives. Dan Holtz is a dear friend, co-founder of Beverly Hills Rejuvenation Center, and is known as the wellness expert to the stars.
EverTalk is #community powered, so we are excited to offer you a free 30-day subscription to explore the talk shows that will bring you timeless entertainment and evergreen conversations that will inspire, uplift, and empower you anytime, anywhere at EverTalk TV.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La La on Wealth Wednesday. It's important to know the wealth within you. So we have Tanya Mathieu in the house. She is the founder of Uology and U School. I love this.
Thank you.
Know thyself.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about U School.
Okay, so U School is a product of Uology. So U School is a 6-week transformational course that really helps like modern women in transition reinvent themselves with confidence. So it's a step-by-step framework, life design framework.
All in 6 weeks. That's a lot.
Yeah, well, you get lifetime access to it. I just put a time frame on it for those that need structure.
And the people who are finding you are stuck, they feel fake, they feel lost. Speak to that a little bit.
For sure. I think what happens to so many of us, especially women, is when we go through a transition, we go through a change, we don't know, like we can lose our identity or we feel like we don't know who we are or what to do. And within that, then we start feeling fake, or the imposter syndrome is such a big thing right now that many of us go through when we go through change and transition.
Explain that a little bit, the imposter syndrome, because some people might not understand.
Definitely.
Have you ever felt that way?
I definitely have.
When?
So I've gone through it twice, like on quite a grand scale. And I'd say once was during the 2008 financial crisis. I was living in New York and I was working on Wall Street, coaching Wall Street bankers on mindset motivation and confidence building and all this sort of thing. And then I lost my job during the financial crisis. Our whole office did. So there I was, with no job, not knowing what to do. And then I started a business coaching people who lost their jobs. So I was the exact same position as all of my clients. So I completely went through imposter syndrome because I was like, I'm the same as them and who am I to teach other people? And, I went through all of those emotions of not feeling like I, was good enough or I was prepared or, who am I to do this? And just all those questions that are fear and, can take over. But I soon realized in that process is I was actually the best person to work with these people because I could completely relate to what they were going through and the emotions and, crying on the bathroom floor and not knowing who you are or what to do with your life, right? And I was meeting other people during that, Cambridge University, PhD, amazing, educated people that were also, trying to do the same thing, but they weren't as relatable to the people that they were working with.
Take us through the 6 weeks. What does that look like for somebody?
Okay, for sure. So Uology is all based on 5 elements and elements of success. And success is all about being who you are. So redefine success by being who you are. So the 5 different elements, which are the weeks, because week 6 is graduation, party week. But so it's vulnerability. So basically these 5 elements are all within every human being. So it doesn't matter how old you are, what race you are, how much education or money you have in the bank, you have access to these 5 elements. So vulnerability, and they're all aligned with your chakras, I'll say that too. So vulnerability is week 1, and then authenticity, curiosity would be your heart chakra, intention is your throat chakra, and then intuition is your 3rd eye and your crown chakra. So we're actually taking people through, so they're unblocking, aligning their energy, and also doing all the work. So each one of those elements, there's 5 subjects within each one that has like lessons and practices.
I hope this is becoming a book also. It sounds like
Yeah. Well, with U-School, you get a 100-page book that goes with it because you're doing practices. It's all online, so you're watching videos and then you're doing the practices. So within that, it's a 100-page book, but I am writing a book as well.
Fantastic. I love all those elements, and I think vulnerability these days gets like a lot of airtime.
Yeah.
And, Brene Brown and whatnot. And
For
I
sure.
wonder if you could speak to that a little bit, because I think sometimes people think of vulnerability as weakness, but I think there's great power in vulnerability. Can you talk about this a little bit? Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. I'll say too, that was always the biggest struggle for me too, being vulnerable. And I think that that's why it needs to be the first of the 5 elements, right? It would be so nice to say, let's connect with our intuition and manifestation, like so many people speak to all the time. But there's all these steps that come before that. And vulnerability is really it, the acceptance, accepting yourself for all that you are, accepting your weaknesses, knowing that you weren't made to be perfect, like you were made to be whole, right? And with that comes the light, the dark, the good, the bad, and that's all being vulnerable, right? That acceptance and knowing that, we're supposed to be imperfect. Like, who wants a perfect friend or a perfect person? Like, boring. Yeah, exactly.
I love that.
So.
Well, tell people where they can find and follow and get involved with Uology.
Yeah, definitely. So Uology it's spelled Y-U-O-L-O-G-Y, so uology.com. And then the course that I have now is U-School. It's available internationally, so I have students in Paris and Miami, New York. So really it is accessible to everybody, anybody who is looking to build more confidence in themselves during change and transition.
Can't wait to read Uology.
Thank you. Thank you.
You watch the stories of people changing the world. EverTalk TV, the Netflix of talk.
Tell me where I'm. If you could describe the legacy you want to leave behind in a couple of words, what would it be?
The person who made a massive dent in the world of loneliness. It's the #1 health epidemic that we're facing in the world today. It's the #1 predictor of our mortality. It's more likely to kill you than smoking, heart disease, traffic, the flu, sitting. And if I can make a dent in the world of loneliness, then that to me is everything.
Aww, I love your message and I love your story. And for you guys out there, go download Hey Vina. It's really, really remarkable. I downloaded it. They ask questions that actually help target who you're looking for and who you're looking to network with and become friends with. Thank you. If you like this, please share it, please comment it, and thank you again for being here.
Thank you for having me.
EverTalk is #community powered, so we are excited to offer you a free 30-day subscription to explore the talk shows that will bring you timeless entertainment and evergreen conversations that will inspire, uplift, and empower you anytime, anywhere on EverTalk TV. Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. We're so excited to have Binks back on the show. She's the African singing bee, of course, Spot On Brand, and releasing a new album. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you all for having me back.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to be back.
Is the album called Milk or is the song
Oh
called
no,
Milk?
the song is called Milk.
Okay,
The album is called Bee from Mars.
Oh, Bee from Mars.
Some David Bowie vibes.
Oh, yeah.
So what is kind of the vibe of this new album?
Oh, this album is so different from like the first 2 that I did. The first one was kind of discovering my individuality, my African roots, and the second album, I kind of went through a very traumatic experience, and so a lot of the songs were dealing with that trauma as well as a lot of heartbreak. So that album was a little more dark, and this album is actually a lot more light, a lot more rediscovering myself and finding my happiness again and rediscovering music again. So there's a lot of love songs, a lot of, again, individuality, living in Los Angeles, living in Hollywood, dealing with all of that, moving from New York. So it's a very uplifting album.
So your roots, South Africa? Or
Yes, South
Okay,
Africa.
I was like, you're not African, okay. I was like, do we need to know? Like, no. And then tell us about the trauma. What was kind of the hardest thing you went through? that
I
inspired you?
actually lost my dad, which I never really talk about, but yeah, it was definitely, he's the reason I became a musician, so it was one of those things where I didn't want to do it anymore. I'm still dealing with it, but I'm definitely trying to channel that hardship into music because I know that's what he would have wanted. So.
As incredibly challenging and sad that must be, did you find that you were able to dive deeper into your musical talent,
Ooh.
this particular album and the record?
Probably shouldn't have started this as like starting to unleash a whole load of things, but yes, to answer your question, it definitely has. I've definitely, people closest to me have said that I'm writing the best I've ever written, performing the best I've ever performed, which is kind of ironic because you kind of wish that happened before, but at the same time, I do feel like he writes through me. I even have a lyric that he's dripping the melodies into my head. So like when I wake up, I write songs in my sleep, I write songs at the gym. So I'm definitely feeling his presence consistently through my music.
Oh, it's so inspiring.
Oh, thank you.
So talk to us about what inspired the name Milk and Be From Mars.
Yeah, sure. So Milk is, I can't actually really pinpoint exactly where I was writing that song, but it was kind of right before I was deciding to move to Los Angeles, and I had a lot of people tell me before I even moved to America that they didn't want me to lose my humble personality and my roots, and to remember where I came from and to not get caught up in the whole Hollywood vibe. And so Milk was kind of this song I always wanted to write where it reminded me of like my childhood in South Africa and how the most important thing is that I love what I do, and you shouldn't do anything if you don't absolutely want to get out of bed and do it every day. So Milk is about coming to Hollywood, and it's just kind of like a song full of memories of like my childhood, and it's got like memories of my mom, my dad, and my brother all growing up in Little Elliott in our little snowy hometown there. And so yeah, so that was Milk, and then Be From Mars was the most frustrating album title I've ever had to come up with. Because usually album titles come to me, but I kind of was able to get back in the studio and record like a bunch of songs. And I had the album title, and then I thought it was okay to ask people's opinions on it.
Oh no.
And I should never have done that because it drove me insane. I'm sure you all know because you're creatives.
Right. It's interesting though when you let other people's opinions in, which brings us to how do you like your eggs?
Oh yes. I didn't know you were going to drop that one.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about that.
Oh, so How Do You Like Your Eggs is such a quirky song because I'm such a quirky person, but it's about, it wasn't about anyone. It was the first time I wrote a song that wasn't about anyone specific in mind. It was about wondering if you're ever going to meet that person that you care enough how they like their eggs in the morning.
Yeah.
So the song is just a very fun dance song about how do you like your eggs? How do you like your eggs?
That's adorable.
Well, it reminds me though of that scene from Runaway Bride with Julia Roberts. Have you guys ever
Oh
seen
my gosh,
that?
I'm obsessed with that movie.
And she sits down and she's newly single and she can't figure out how she likes her eggs.
This is. I feel like I channeled this movie.
You might have.
Honestly, I channel things, and like Julia Roberts is like. I even had this diary when I was little, and it was like, it asks your favorite things. It was like favorite actress. I was like Julia Roberts. She was like my absolute everything.
So how do you like your eggs?
Oh my gosh, poached with salmon on an English muffin.
Wow.
It's very specific.
That's very specific.
It's just like we've had brunch the last weekend, and I had it every day, and everyone was like, you need to change it up. I was like, oh no. When I like what I like, I do it for a long time, and then I switch over.
So what do you like most
Yeah, right.
about, being this bee that you've become? I mean, this alter ego, this personality. What do you really like about it?
I really like that. I mean, I first discovered it when I was about 16. I've always been into branding and marketing, and I'm very excited about what it can do for anything. Like when I was in New York, I wanted to differentiate myself from everyone, so I wanted to dress like a bee because it was like my African identity, and I'm also helping to save the bees through my music. So when people buy the albums, they're helping to save the bees as well.
Oh, wow.
So beautiful, amazing.
Oh, thank you.
People have spirit animals, you have a spirit insect.
This is exactly. And I'm like, I really don't have a weird fetish for bees. So I always try to explain that to my audience.
So tell us where we can get the music, the album, find and follow your journey.
Yes, so like I've mentioned, I've been releasing a single a week for 6 weeks leading up to the album, which will come out on the 8th of November. I'm very excited. My next song, The Hills, which was inspired about Hollywood, of course, is coming out this Friday. And I just had my album release show on Monday. But yeah, everyone can follow me at Binks Official. It's BINX Official. Same with Spotify, it'll just be Binks. You type in the African bee and it should come up.
So great. Thank you
Save
very much.
Thank you so much. We are Good Morning La La Land, America's first live streaming daily talk show, coming to you live Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. All of today's interviews are available as a podcast on iTunes, and the whole show is streaming on Never Talk TV on Apple TV and Roku.
That's right. We're waking up the world together. Have a beautiful Wealth Wednesday, you guys. Your birthright is prosperity.
It's going to be a good morning, La La.